Hello YouTube, May here. This is a video response to Jess. I just watched your video about your decision to keep your boys, your two twin boys, intact and not have the circumcision done. And I just was making a quick, I'm homesick and I am just like really nasally and feeling like just crumb, but so bear with me. But I totally just support your decision. I have two boys and one on the way, and neither of my boys are circumcised, and they, my soon-to-be son will not be circumcised either. I think it's really cool that you went ahead and did all the research and put it out there for people. You know, it's a lot easier if you just have somebody who's researched it all for you and tells you all about it. And so hopefully people watch your video, and regardless of what they decide ultimately, hopefully they will at least have the knowledge of your research to help them make their decision. I think that I know one of the comments, I can't remember who said it, but one of the comments to your video, somebody compared getting her ears pierced to circumcision. And I think that is a ridiculous comparison. And I actually, unless the female has been circumcised, I don't think that there's any female in the world who has any right to compare anything she's gone through to a male being circumcised, whether it be as an infant or later on in his own life, or being intact. I mean, that's just silly. I would not, I would be offended if men tried to compare something that they've gone through to giving birth, and it goes the same way. It's just ridiculous to try and compare anything that we could go through to being circumcised, or knowing anything, how that feels, or anything, let alone getting your ears pierced when you're 5. That's ridiculous. So, I just wanted to say that. And then, yeah. I mean, like I said, I made my decision for all the same reasons that you stated, that I just don't find it to be a medical necessity, and I feel like it's a cosmetic surgery. And if ever my kids come to me and say they want to have a cosmetic surgery, whether it be a circumcision, a nose job, you know, whatever, then that would obviously require further discussion, and then we would move forward from there. But it would be, you know, their choice and their decision to bring it up to me, and or you know, so I just I feel strongly, as you do, that it's certainly not our place as mothers to make that decision for our kids. And you know, my kids don't seem to regret any of the decisions I've made for them thus far. And if they change their mind and they want to have that done, then I'll support them 100% and help them figure out, you know, how to go about doing it. Another thing I wanted to point out from your video as well is that it is very, very, the tide has turned, and there's a huge change now in the number of uncircumcised males versus circumcised. And so it is not as uncommon as it once was. My oldest son is 18. When I decided not to have him circumcised 18 years ago, it was a 50-50 split. And so that helped me make my decision at that time, because of course you don't want your kids being ostracized at school and PE and stuff like that. But that wasn't my main decision. My main decision was what is best right now for my son, you know. And right at birth, I mean, once I had him too, I mean, it went without saying. There was no way I was letting anybody cause him pain immediately after. I mean, it's bad enough they have to go from the comfort of your womb to this world, you know, that is so harsh. I mean, it must be harsh right off the bat to just be entered into that. And so there was just no way. There was no way I could do that. So I really appreciate your video. I think it's it's very awesome that you listed everything out and gave everybody the websites where they can go look it up for themselves. And obviously, there's arguments to both sides of every story, and there will be more arguments, but I agree with you that many times the arguments that are pro circumcision are are again arguable. They're very easily debunked, and a lot of times they just, like you said, they just don't make sense to me. They just don't settle right in my head. I can usually give you 20 reasons why it doesn't make sense. But anyway, I'm glad that we have the same views on this. That's pretty cool, and I love watching your videos, and I can't wait to meet those baby boys. So yeah, thanks for posting.